If you think you can
Come to my lane
without
getting your ass licked.
you are in trouble.
One, no.
1, 2, 3.
All women are queens. If she breathes, she's a five!
Bye-bye.
Savor the misery. Their despair is the seasoning.
Hi, I'm the Doom Prophet, and I'm here to teach you how to play Tahm Kench in the top lane, where he belongs. Throughout the course of this short guide, you'll learn how to frustrate your lane opponent and eventually be useful to the real main character of your team, the ADC. Armed with just a few simple rules, you too can have fun tormenting your opponent and generally being a nuisance to everyone. Observe this simple example. Here, my enemy laner picks Tryndamere, a champion that no one likes or respects. However, Tryndamere players have a famously weak mental constitution, so I know this is the perfect situation to play TK. After a bit of a rough early game for me, he gets cocky, so I spring my trap, solo killing him over and over again.
Count what you have now, don't count what you don't have. Count what you have now, don't count what you don't have. Find that you have so much. 頑張りすぎる自分に疲れて
Predictably, he snaps, typing in lead speak to avoid an immediate chat ban. Billions of endorphins are promptly released and wash over my pleasure receptors in an awesome wave. I have caused my laner to type. Now, as all top laners know, the real game being played in top lane is one of psychological warfare, and I have just won. Regardless of the actual outcome of the game, I lost. I still have the top lane victory.
Don't do it. I'm a virgin.
Get over here!
Alright class, let's begin. Rule number 1, always start with Ruby Crystal. I don't care how good you think the starting items are. Ever since Riot introduced these dumbass mythics, starting items have been worthless, and only just now are the plebs starting to wake up. You have to start Ruby Crystal because you have to get Heartsteel as soon as possible. Why? So you can start stacking. Heartsteel can give you potentially infinite HP, and that's a big number. If you delay this purchase and don't start stacking till like 20 minutes, you might as well not buy it at all. And you have to buy it because it's perfect. Let me explain. Tahm Kench's passive is called an acquired taste. Basically, he hits really hard in his attacks and marks his enemies with a stack. Now, the damage on this scales with both your max HP and AP, but the AP ratio gets higher the more bonus HP you have. Essentially, bonus HP is doing double work for you, doing more damage and making any AP you do have hit even harder. So what does Heartsteel do for us? Well, it gives us more HP so we can scale forever, but that's not all. Heartsteel's mythic passive also increases Tahm's size, and guess what? His Q, Tongue Lash, scales with the size, meaning you can hit enemies that are further away. To top it all off, this move has a fixed travel time, meaning the larger you are and the larger the tongue is, the faster it's going to reach distant targets, giving them very little time to react to it. If you want to dominate with TK, you've got to learn the combo. If you ever hit a quick licky and they don't have a dash, there's a pretty big chance they're just dead. Lick them, dive in on them, and stick to them. TK honestly brute force out trades a surprising number of top laners. As for the ones that bully you, play close to your tower and hit him with the maneuver, and make him suffer. You're a bad dragon, Shyvana. Now, once you get out of lane, you're now your ADC's best friend. Sure, life circumstances might have pushed you apart, but at the end of the day, you'll be there for them. Once teamfight phase begins, run interference for your ADC. You won't be using your ult offensively as much, and you'll switch to protecting the actual main character of this game. Obviously this works better with a hyperscaling ADC, but it's still a fine strategy all around. If you've got some AP, you can hit some really funny numbers on the shield you're giving to your best bud. Okay, rule 2. Always buy these items. I'm not going to tell you when to get them, you're going to have to use your noggin on when it's most appropriate, but I often find myself rushing Bammies right after Heartsteel, then getting Demonic, then completing Sunfire. However, that's a bit of a perfect world scenario, and sometimes you're going to have to pick something up because someone else on the map is fed. I'm sure it's not your fault. But in order to fix these sticky situations, I recommend Thornmail and Spirit Visage for the respective damage types. So let me explain these items a little bit more. Both Sunfire and Demonic fit perfectly into the infinite scaling fantasy. Sunfire will just straight up do more damage the more HP you have, and Demonic gives you more AP the more HP you have. Truly a match made in heaven. Also, a very hilarious last purchase is Stoneplate, but that's not a rule so much as it is just funny.
Drop it. Yeah.
Rule 3. Alright, well, someone just picked Vayne top, so the rules are out the window. Yeah, sometimes you gotta rush Ninja Tabby. I mean, plated steel caps. As your opponents grow increasingly confused by your team's draft, they might do something truly reprehensible. And what can you do against such reckless hatred? You've already correctly used your one and only ban on Alawi, a champion that has proof no one on Riot's balance team has ever even wandered near top lane. As there is nothing, literally nothing less fun than being in a game with Alawi. If you see Alawi in the draft, just do yourself a favor and close the game. Get ahead on your taxes, finish that school project, because anything is better than playing that out. If you play Alawi, you're in for the surprise of your life when Anubis finds your heart is heavy with the weight of your sins, straight to hell. Anyway, sometimes we gotta break the rules, and actually in the case of Vayne top or other such degenerate picks, you might not be able to rush Heartsteel. Be flexible. Don't listen to anything I say. Rule 4. There is no Rule 4. There is no guide. There is no common decency between human beings. I've played hundreds of top lane games this season, and every single time the enemy player picks whatever OP.GG says is the best counter pick. Whatever the tiniest mathematical advantage they can get against me, they will leverage. So then I have to spend an entire game being miserable while everything that's important and could actually win this game happens right here, in this zone where I'm not even allowed to go until 10 minutes. Top lane is two psychopaths staring each other down, comparing who's got the most bodies in their basement. But guess what? I'm crazier. This isn't a guide. This is a confession. A confession of my many war crimes in the top lane. And I am not sorry. Top lane did not break me. But it did change me. I became what I needed to be. Go ahead, lock me up. They'll suffer like I've suffered. Is this Cold Stone Creamery? Because I like it. I love it. I gotta have it. Brazil, where hearts were entertaining June. We stood beneath an amber moon and softly murmured someday soon.